Hey guys, it's Parker here from HTC, and we are in LA at the StressLevelZero offices.
Hover Junkers is a multiplayer VR shooter. You choose a hovercraft that's the size of your ship. There's 17 different ships in the game. Pick which one fits your personality and fits the size of your room. When you launch into a match, you have 5 pieces that you start with, and you can place that loot around your ship to create makeshift cover. There's loot crates throughout that you can pick up and find, scavenging for more loot that you can turn in for points, or you can use to additionally fortify your ship. When you encounter another player, a gunfight ensues, where you could either fight or flight, you could try to exchange with them, or you could try to run away. Before this, all of us have a background in filmmaking. We came to game development because it seemed like such a fresher, new thing, and we couldn't miss out on virtual reality.
About 20 minutes after the HTC Vive was announced, we sat down, we said, we have a room, we have controllers, what do we do with it?
We looked around the space and saw that not many people were going after a multiplayer experience.
We really enjoy airsofting and laser tag and paintball, so we wanted to recreate that. We knew first-person shooters needed to exist in virtual reality, and we needed to figure out how to get that in there, how to move players around.
Really trying to bring action movie sensibility into game sound design.
We want to make every player feel like an action hero, and watch any movie and you have that gun whoosh and click sound as it moves.
Because we have absolute tracking of your hand, and we have it whether it's out of your field of view or wherever it is, we can cue sounds based on that. So the interesting thing is you can only see your hands when they're in front of your face, but you can put your hand behind your head and you can wave it and you'll hear that gun clicking back there. We give you a whole selection of ships of all different sizes, and you know how big your room is, and so you pick whichever one you want.
You're in this space that's pretty similar to real life, but physics are completely different. We wanted to emphasize getting close up. We want players to kind of get in their face, so the weapons that we provide are very short range. All of the weapons are physically interactable. The guns have real physics for reloading. It's not an animation. You physically have to open and close the weapon in order to reload it.
There is no duck mechanic in the game other than you physically duck. And when you physically duck, the other player will see your avatar physically duck in the same way you're moving in your space. It scales from any size, standing, seating, all the way up to the biggest room that can be supported.
It's not necessarily about how much space you have as much as it is how you utilize the space that you have.
It's as physically demanding as you want to make it. If you're doing an 8-minute match, you don't want to wear yourself out in the first 4 minutes and then limp into the finish line. So pace yourself.
Storytelling in VR is really different from traditional game or video because you have this entire world that you're immersed in. It's sort of an event that has to take place around you rather than something that you're staring through a screen at. My background is all animation and VFX. I transitioned to game development after I felt that the interactive storytelling was way more interesting.
Keep seeing VR kind of speaking to this like inner child that everybody has in them, where suddenly their toys can surprise them again. Suddenly their toys have magic to them.
The environment of everything being in sort of this desert wasteland came from the fact that we knew we would be sort of at a performance cap. We have to run at 90 frames per second. We only have a certain amount of GPU process that we can take over, so let's go with a sort of barren environment and push that as far as we possibly can. One of the things that we did to prevent this sort of vection feeling was to create a stable environment around your peripherals, such as increasing the deck size of ships out and around you so that you always have that visible sort of stable thing that is just in your view, even if you're not focusing on it, that keeps you grounded.
Chill, okay, it's okay. We're all cool here.
There's an opportunity in VR to create social experiences.
For a long time we kept hearing VR is not social, it's for isolated experiences, and so we wanted to make something that's the opposite of that and have that ready at launch so people can go right away, go, wow. VR lets you communicate in ways you've never been able to do before.
You have this body presence, you have this level of immersion that's just unbeatable.
There's the friends list there, so you'll be able to go into VR, look at your friends list, select your buddies, and get into a match together. And you're gonna have this enthusiast community, and I think you'll see a lot of bonds, a lot of friendships, a lot of gaming communities form.
It's something that really requires a person to try before they can completely grasp exactly how it feels and what the experience is like. And likewise, our game really requires somebody to get in there and have a gunfight.
We run a YouTube channel where we play games together. It's called Node. The show we do is called LAN Party, where 4 of us get together and game. And so multiplayer is very much so the measure of whether or not we're going to play a game. Right now we run a daily live stream 5 days a week on Twitch. We broadcast in the game development section. We have a switchboard behind us where we pick who's doing the most interesting things and put them on the stream. And we found that there's a community that's developed around that, where they really are interested in what's going on, how we're developing for VR. It's been really motivating for the team and really refreshing to develop publicly. We have the behind the scenes channel where we do dev blogs and really try to kind of dig into what goes into the process, what we do around here on a daily basis. We've met friends, we have the community of people we play with online. There's dozens of guys that we can hop in with and have a full game instantly. Just getting to know people. There's never been something that is so experiential in terms of you have to really see it to fully understand what it is. And I've never also seen anything that has such a high percentage of people after they try it going like, oh my God, how do I get it?
Try to watch out for dust worms. They're just the worst.